So to be able to enter this dungeon, you need to be 3rd job. The CP requirements to enter is 300k for normal and 600k for hell. You can have a max of 4 players and you only can enter with a normal party. You also need to have 14x unlocked, and to unlock 14x you need to clear this quest per character. So before you enter this dungeon, it's recommended you bring a lot of consumables. A lot of mechanics in the dungeon won't kill you but will burn your HP. Resurrection titles like Eclipse or Forgonae's Fruits help a lot. Put your damage ERP page on, as the mark of acknowledgements that drop from this dungeon are not affected by drop rates. And then water and wind orbs are always helpful to throw when the boss's defenses are lowered after a special attack. So for attacks and strategy, when I say one of the 8 directions, I mean either up, down, left, right, diagonally upwards or diagonally downwards. Can also be diagonally left or diagonally right. And then the attacks that are red are attacks that ignore iframes. So Flying Assault, Durenda herself charges in one of the 8 directions. Attack path is highlighted before the charge. For the Battalion Assault, Durenda summons 3 soldiers that charge in one of the 8 directions. The attack path of the soldiers are highlighted before the charge. For Support Assault, Durenda slashes in super armor, then summons 2 soldiers. They'll either slash and or thrust their spears. Unit Slash, Durenda slashes in super armor, then summons 3 soldiers that perform the same attack. The soldiers appear above, below, and beside her. Slash, short-ranged lance attack. Assault Barrage, Durenda teleports away, then performs Flying Assault across the screen 4 times. Her soldiers will be doing this as well. The charges can be vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. So for Huron's attacks in phase 2, he has Barrier Repel. So the barriers around Herb raise slightly above his head and then smash downward. Any player caught in this attack will be flattened for a few seconds. He also has Light Trap, which he teleports away, leaving a vortex of light energy that sucks you in for 2 to 3 seconds, not threatening by itself but may leave you open to other attacks. He also has Light Arrow, where he raises his hand and the 4 barriers around his body spin around it. After charging for a moment, he releases a slow-moving sphere of light in front of him. It drags players along with it, but it isn't too threatening because it can be iframed. He can also do lasers, so during phase 2, Herbron will spawn lasers on the exteriors of the map. They are similar to the ones in Adrian's palace, except for the fact that they ignore iframes. He fires 3 at a time and their paths are marked by a red line of light before they shoot forward. For phase 2, Durenda uses all of her phase 1 attacks in addition to a new one, Flying Hunter. So for Flying Hunter, Durenda chooses a player who is marked by a sigil and continuously charges after them for a short period of time. During this, she can only turn at 45-degree angles. If she hits Herberon during this attack, a screen-wide explosion will deal massive damage to your party. If this attack happens, there is a good chance that you will die. After she finishes, she will be left vulnerable for a short time. Her defenses are reduced during this time. So Herb's special attack is Laser Hell. So Herb fires 9 barrages of lasers that alternate between horizontal and vertical. Horizontal barrages fire 4 lasers while vertical ones fire 8. After this, Herberon becomes vulnerable for a short period of time. So for general strategy, Herb's attacks are annoying, but most of them can be ignored since they can be iframed. Durenda is a real focus here. Her multi-hits pack a punch and she's aggressive. Generally, you want to be aware of the charge and laser outlines. If one of them is going to hit you, get ready to use a potion. You can potion spam through this fight, especially with a title like Forgonae's Fruits. Of course, if you're careful with timing skills, it isn't hard to dodge a lot of attacks since most of them are obviously telegraphed. Just make sure not to put your party members in danger and don't be afraid to use potions. Keep an eye on attacks and be prepared if one comes at you while you're locked into an animation. Other than that, the special attacks deserve a more specific explanation. The Renda's charges aren't too hard to avoid. If you are targeted, get as far away from Herb as possible. Your party members should stick near Herb so that you have space to move. When she becomes runnable, hit her as much as possible. Depending on the strength of your party, getting her HP down here will let you skip Herb's special attack entirely. Also, when the two are right next to each other, take advantage of it. They share HP, so being able to smack them both at the same time is tons of free damage. Like all other 14x dungeons, 14.5 drops Mark of Acknowledgements. So these things. You can get 0 to 2 for normal, 2 to 4 for hell. You can craft any masterclass accessory via the accessory refiner in a real node with 1,000 Mark of Acknowledgements. So if you go here, you can hit craft, and you can craft any of these accessories with Mark of Acknowledgements. In addition, you have a chance of getting the Nasod controller. This accessory gives 0.5% magical attack power. If you are a physical class, you want the Fire Aurora necklace from 14.2 instead. That gives 0.5% physical attack power. This accessory drops sealed and can be sealed once, and currently it sells for 1 bill ED on the board. You also have a chance of getting the artifact armor or the artifact necklace. These can be equipped to your artifact. Artifact equipment drops sealed and can be sealed once. They currently sell roughly around 1 bill ED depending on the piece. They can be dismantled for crystals of courage, 2 per artifact, which can be exchanged to Denif in Area node for masterclass 4 skills and other rewards. So if you talk to Denif here and hit exchange, you can exchange the crystal of courages for these items. You also have a chance of getting Blessed Master Artifact Hidden Power Scroll. This can be used to reroll the 3 hidden power effects on a stage 3 or higher artifact. And hell only drop is the 4 skill Nasod Protector. So it summons Nasod Protector. Enemies with Nasod Protection receives continuous damage. It does not flinch, will receive increased damage from master skills. For more information on that skill, please refer to the link in the description.